I'm Gabriel, and this is Christa.
I say we've been foster parents since, 2016 officially. We got our current kiddo now because we were at a friend of mine who works at St. Francis, also works at the school with me, where I'm a sped para. And she comes up to me and she's like, "You need to ask about this little boy." And I'm like, "No, why?" If you're telling me there's something. And she's like, "Well, no, you just need to ask about him." She said no one else is able to keep him. And so I did, and I had to beg my caseworker to let us take him. She's like, "If you think you can handle that, that's fine." She's like, "You can try it." And we did, and so she spent the next probably 2 months calling me every 2 or 3 days asking me if we were okay.
Yeah.
Our little guy is 15 and has pretty severe special needs. He's fun. You never, ever know what he's going to do. You can tell when he's going to do something, but you don't know what it's going to be. And he does. He fits in so perfect. I don't even know.
Yeah. I don't know if it was anything specifically she heard, but I think it was more along the lines of kind of the, this was a last chance as far as him finding
well, that was it right there.
A place for him to be.
I
think part of my thinking behind it was, he had already been in, several placements before that in such a short time.
8 places in 2 weeks.
And it was just like, what's so bad about this boy that he had to go through 8 places in 2 weeks that, I don't understand.
No, we found out. But
when he came in, he was a whirlwind. Just a tornado of just him.
But that's part of autism.
It was part of autism, and it was also, I think it had a lot to do with him he didn't have a safe place that he felt like he was safe,
Autistic kiddos are structure-based. 8 placements in 2 weeks.
And that
he had no anything.
And I think that had a lot to do with the way he was that first day, just because he had been moved and constantly here and here and here.
But because I have worked with special needs kids, I knew that it would get better. It may take a year or 2, but it was going to get better.
He's gotten extremely a lot better than that first, week or so that he was here.
The workers at St. Francis they're like, "Is this the same kid?" They ask questions. It's great. When kiddos like that severe, and this is any home, this isn't just St. Francis or adoption. If parents can't handle kids and they can't find people who can, they end up in institutions. And that was his next step, was an institution. And there's no way. I just love him. I connected really quickly with Bub because...
You connected like the first day with him.
I'm a sucker for blue eyes.
My connection, I was always kind of, not necessarily cold towards him when he first came in, but I wasn't sure, the kind of do's and don'ts with a kid with such severe autism. So I was kind of standing back and trying to fill him out. I had gotten a phone call, I want to say it was the 4th day that he was here, and I took the phone call in my bedroom, and my mom had called and let me know that my aunt had passed away, which my aunt was like a second mom to me. She really kind of helped raise me. So I went into the living room and I talked to Christa about what was going on, and I was crying. And with him not knowing me, he picked up on how upset I was. So it was just like he kind of grabbed my arm and kind of pushed me back a little bit and just kind of sat on my lap. And when he sat on my lap, he put his head on my chest and just kind of grabbed my arm, and like he was trying to tell me that it's going to be okay.
It was sweet.